2026 season is underway here at the Stu, the VCU Rams and the Wagner Seahawks, the third all-time meeting between the two programs, and Wagner has won the previous two. Sean Robertson along with Ed Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team. This is Christmas Day for you, right?
Absolutely. Beginning of basketball season, VCU, new jerseys, new players, new coach. You know how it goes. The excitement is up in the Stuart Siegel Center, and I'm excited for this season.
We talked a lot about the unknowns for both teams. A lot of new faces for VCU. An entire new coaching staff as Phil Martelli Jr. from Bryant is here at VCU.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to see what he does with this team. This team is loaded from top to bottom, and it's all about finding the right chemistry to have on the floor at the right time. So he's going to have his hands full, but that's a good problem to have.
Here's the Wagner starting five presented by the Red Door guys. We got Lazar Djokovic along with Jaden Baker, Michael Cooper in the three-guard alignment, Xavier Fitch, our player to watch for Wagner, and Ben Basil, the starting five for Wagner. And for VCU, the starting lineup presented by Steelhead Management, the official housing partner of VCU Athletics and home to the best lineup of apartment complexes in Central Virginia. Brandon Jennings and the true freshman, Nick Lewis, in the backcourt, along with Jadrian Tracy, Barry Evans, who came with Martelli from Bryant, and Lazar Djokovic, a young man who we will talk a lot from Serbia, who also spent time at Xavier and also at the College of Charleston. You excited?
Well, I'm excited, and I think this would be a good a good season kickoff to play this Wagner team. This Wagner team is a little bit different than last year, actually a lot different from last year, but in the sense that all these guys, for the most part, are community JUCO college players that are now playing their first Division I basketball game, and they're going to have a chip on their shoulder and bring their physicality and their grittiness to VCU. Can they handle it?
Andrew Barksdale, Scott Bennett, and Jason Page, the three men in the striped shirt. College basketball is underway as VCU controls the opening tip. The starting five significantly different than the starting five we saw a year ago wearing the black and gold for VCU.
Absolutely. A lot of older guys.
Here's Djokovic down low. Rebound by Lewis and a new 20 for VCU. Tracy converts from distance.
And I like that VCU got the ball down low to start it off. If you remember, for the last few seasons, VCU really hasn't had that guy on the block that they can just throw it down there, throw it down to get on the post and make some moves with his back to the basket. And Lazar's going to be doing a great job for VCU this season.
Rams with the early lead. Good deflection by Lazar as Wagner will maintain it with 13 to shoot. Rams had two exhibition games before this season opener. They made the trip up to Villanova to face the Wildcats and then had a home exhibition against Fairfield a little more than a week ago.
Absolutely. And if you watched VCU early in those games, you saw that they had some work to do. You saw that the chemistry wasn't all the way there. However, but you also saw a lot of talent.
Here, Djokovic drawing contact, and he will go to the line after a pretty two-man game set up by Bryant, or actually by Wagner on the other end.
I think Wagner's going to give VCU a really good look tonight. They have a lot of players that can match up size-wise with VCU. It's just going to be a difference with experience.
Ben Basil from out of Ottawa, Canada, picked up the first foul. Djokovic, who spent time, as I mentioned, at Xavier and at Charleston, is at the free throw line. Averaged just under 8 points a game last year for the College of Charleston under head coach Chris Mack. And hits on both. An early three-point lead for VCU.
And VCU coming with the pressure early.
Almost a steal by Tracy. Had his shot blocked. Brandon Jennings, preseason all-defensive team member, comes up with the block.
And that's one thing Brandon Jennings is going to do all the time. He is going to make plays regardless of where he is on the court, whether that's blocking shot, making assists, taking the charge. He does it all for VCU.
Jaden Baker is called for his first foul. Already two team fouls on Wagner as we're a little less than 90 seconds in our season opener here at VCU. Here's Brandon Jennings, one of the 5 holdovers from last year's team. Tracy made his first. This fires on this second, and we've got another whistle. It'll stay on VCU's side.
And just like I was saying with Brandon Jennings, VCU has the luxury of having 2 guys that can possibly give you a triple-double any night. And Tracy is one of those guys. If you look at the scrimmage against Fairfield, he almost had a triple-double in that game. And I can see him having plenty of games similar to that. Almost Vince Williams-like.
Ooh. That man is doing well in the NBA.
He got shook out of shoes the other night by Luka. I don't know.
Oh, see, I wasn't going to say that. Doing well with the Grizz. Here's Nick Lewis sneaking inside for his first basket. The true freshman from D.C. went to Gonzaga, a premier power in the DMV, scores his first basket.
And if I'm a VCU fan, I would get used to that. Nick Lewis is a stud, and he is not afraid when he's on the court. He looks to make plays.
Here's Cooper.
Good attack by Cooper.
Loose ball tied up between Evans and also Fitch, our player to watch early on. The arrow will stay with Wagner.
So like I was saying about Nick Lewis, he's a true freshman starter, but let's not forget he came in with 2 other guards here. Noel, who came from UConn, and then you had Terrence Hill.
Yeah.
Terrence Hill, who was also here last year as well. And it's not an easy thing to outplay those guys to get this starting position. So it really shows how much trust that Coach Martelli has in this young guy.
Fitch climbing the ladder to grab an offensive rebound and put back. That was a concern for Martelli after the Fairfield exhibition, in which they gave up 20 offensive rebounds. And Fitch gets another rebound on the defensive end and draws a foul as well. And that's going to go against the freshman Lewis. Almost like you were talking about, it was almost a similar situation for like Lewis and these newcomers in the backcourt to what Jennings and Terrence Hill had to do last year with so much experience that was in front of them.
Correct. And just because he has to start a lineup now doesn't mean that won't change. The season is just beginning. It's going to be a long one. And the good problem that VCU has is they have a plethora of guards.
Coach Martelli said, this is the kind of problem I would love to have. Defensive rebound by Djokovic. In transition to Jennings.
What a luxury to have a big man to start the break.
Djokovic is a guy that can play all 5 positions on the floor, and he showed his ball handling skills and the assist-making ability to Jennings.
Djokovic is probably one of the most here in a long time.
A 9 action there by Djokovic. He must have heard us. He said, please talk about me more.
He keep making plays, we'll talk about him a lot more.
Message received there. Check out this block.
And VCU's doing a really good job of matching the physicality of Wagner. Wagner's trying to use their body and their strength to get to the cup.
Ahmad Noel, the transfer from UConn, comes in for the first time, and Djokovic with a rebound. Rams on a 9-4 lead to start the season. Nice 2-man game, and Jennings passed a little bit too high to Djokovic.
And that's going to change as they get more comfortable with each other as the season goes on. That's going to lead to easier points. Djokovic kind of won the ball at a high spot. Brandon was thinking more so roll to the basket, a miscommunication.
First action coming off the bench. Jennings along with Noel, Tracy, and also Keyshawn Mitchell, the other young man that came from Bryant with Coach Martelli Jr. Brian Akunmu, wearing number 10, in for the first time for Wagner. Shot clock is under 10. Akunmu going up against Mitchell. And Tracy had it knocked away. It'll stay with VCU, and that brings us to a media timeout. VCU coming up with some great defensive plays with Djokovic, and saying a little bit afterwards as VCU is out to a 9-4 lead on Wagner here in our season opener of the college basketball campaign. There's a great look at our crowd here at the Siegel Center. College basketball season is here, and VCU has an early 9-4 lead over Wagner. And there's a great shot of Phil Martelli Jr., the new head coach here at VCU, taking over after 2 seasons at Bryant, in which they won the American East Championship last season. Had a great campaign there as they went 23-12. And Keyshawn Mitchell was a member of the all-tournament team on that run to the NCAA tournament. Dangerous pass recovered by Jennings, and he's got numbers. Nice pass to Bell and had it blocked. Recovered by VCU.
Well,
Tracy on the drive. Had it taken away by Wagner.
What I would say about Coach Martelli is he really allows the guys to go out there and play the game, but he does not take any mess. He is a no-nonsense coach, but also a player's coach. He does a great job of mixing the two.
Akanmu with a nice move inside. Learned that from his dad, speaking of Phil Martelli Jr. The great Phil Martelli Sr. Over 2 decades at St. Joe's. Also was an assistant at Michigan with Juwan Howard.
So coaching has been in the bloodline.
Yes, and of course his brother Jimmy is the associate coach on this year's staff. Last touch by Wagner. It'll stay with VCU as Terrence Hill will see his first action to replace Tracy.
And Terrence Hill is one of these guys that I'm really excited to see this year. He can really fill it up. I think he can score 10 points in 10 minutes easily. And he's going to be a spark plug for VCU, especially coming off the bench. And I'm just excited to see his growth from last season to this one.
He's got that ability to be a 3-level scorer.
Absolutely.
Shooter in tight, mid-range, and from distance. Thought about letting it go from there. Shot clock is at 5, and Hill draws another foul on Wagner, and this will go against Makai Anderson.
I think VCU is doing a good job of trying to get in the paint. Paint touches his guards. And like I said, for one of the keys to the game, you have to dominate the paint. And right now, you see both teams fighting for that. Wagner's trying to get downhill and dominate the board. Same thing for VCU.
How important are paint touches for this VCU team?
It's imperative because they have a lot of guys that have the ability to shoot. And without going inside out, you won't get a 3 just like that.
The sophomore from Portland, Oregon hits his first from distance.
Ooh.
6-point VCU lead.
I think Cuevas got away with a walk right there.
Spinning and had his shot blocked. Mitchell with a great play.
And that's what Akanwu does. He's not very tall, but he has a low center of gravity, and he's going to use his pivots. VCU's going to have to do a good job of using their physicality and their body and their length to stay between him and the goal.
Nick Jones attacking the glass. He's on the floor with Jennings as VCU's on offense. Bell off the screen. Extra pass to Noel for 3. And we're going to get a hold on Wagner, and that's going to be on Akanmu, and that's his first. 5 team fouls already for Wagner, and we're not even 6 minutes into this first half.
Well, I think that's going to be one of their growing points as a team. You know, these guys have to get used to the speed of Division I basketball. They have to get, and they're playing a premier team as well. So it's going to take some time. I think as the game goes on, they'll settle in.
10 newcomers for Wagner this year, a lot from the JUCO ranks.
And recruiting is a very hard thing to do, especially in today's age.
Shot clock under 10 for Evans. That's a tough shot across the lane.
Great defense by Wagner there.
Sam Smith, the grad student from Harding Community College, with the rebound. Cuevas' layup is good after the deflected pass for his first basket.
Great way to stick with it for Cuevas there.
And that's something that Coach McMillan had told us this week. He wants this group to be scrappy, rough, tough, aggressive on both ends of the floor.
And I don't think, with the guys he recruited, I don't think he'll have that problem. A lot of guys that go to JUCO feel like they have the talent to go Division I. However, something or another may have happened on their way up.
Hill on the missed 3, and Barry Evans could not control the rebound, and Wagner will get it back. And you can see the energy that Coach McMillan brings to the sideline on that last trip. He was at midcourt barking out signals.
And that's going to bleed into the players as well. When you're a JUCO player, you already have a chip on your shoulder, and when you have a coach with that much enthusiasm, you can't help but have an infectious effect. Good move.
Here's Jones drawing contact. The junior from out of Edgewood, Maryland, draws the foul on Terrence Hill. That's his first. Only VCU's second team foul.
Jones did a really good job right there, lulling Terrence Hill to sleep, rejecting the screen, getting in the paint. I believe you got to force the guard into the screen regardless. Only give him one way to go.
Another one of the multitude of JUCO players on this Wagner team. Spent 2 seasons at Harcum College in Pennsylvania. And could fill it up. It was averaging nearly 17 points last season at Harcum and has 17 career 20-point games.
20 is 20 no matter where you are.
No matter where it's at. 1 of 2. Check it as Jones made both free throws, and it's a 2-point game just like that. VCU started off fast, and Wagner and got their legs underneath them, and I pulled to within 2.
Absolutely.
Here is Hill on the drive, fades away over Smith, and Evans tips it in on the follow.
And that's one of Barry Evans' hidden skills. He is a really good offensive rebounder, very sneaky with that long athletic frame.
Second team A-10 preseason selection was Barry Evans this offseason. Sam Smith from 3 and knocks it down. You mentioned to me before the game, he was a guy that could step out and show that range, and he did it on that last trip.
Absolutely.
And a turnover. Cuevas has numbers, 3-on-1. Leaves it for Smith, and it was stolen by Noel. Up ahead to Hill, and Hill will lay it in.
These guys are out here fighting for each possession. You gotta love it.
Coach McMillan uses a timeout, and it will be a 30-second timeout as Terrence Hill gets that easy basket for VCU to push the lead to 3.
What they're trying to do is prevent VCU from having one of those frantic runs. And those type of plays can lead to that. VCU gets a steal, gets a score, gets into that press, leads to another turnover. Before you look up, it's a 10-point lead. The fans are going crazy.
That was something that Coach McMillan told us. He was like, we cannot afford those type of runs. Like a steal here, a turnover there can really get this crowd involved. And they have been a little subdued for the most part.
Absolutely. And when you're an away team, you want to keep that 6th man off the court. And they're doing a pretty good job. Wagner's doing a pretty good job of that right now.
They switched that 30-second timeout to a full timeout, so we'll take one as well with VCU ahead by 3. (16-13) VCU with the lead over Wagner in the season opener of this college basketball season. Sean Robertson along with Ed Nixon, member of the 2011 Final Four team, and our entire Rams Unlimited crew. So good to have you with us to kick off what will be an unprecedented, unexpected, twists and turns, you name those adjectives, they will happen this college basketball season.
And I look forward to those type of twists and turns happening every college basketball season. Just due to the NIL, due to the transfer portal, due to the coaches leaving, it's always going to be the Wild Wild West, and it's going to make exciting new basketball for basketball fans.
And will always be that unknown that hovers around that first maybe month or 2 at the start of the season. Here's Nick Lewis back in for VCU. Misses on the 3, and another foul on Wagner. This might go against Michael Cooper. It will not. It will go against Sam Smith.
And it seems as if Wagner is having a hard time keeping VCU off the boards right now. Whenever there's a second chance opportunity, there's a foul being called.
It's a big moment right now. That's the 16th foul for Wagner, which will mean at least a bonus situation at the line for VCU the rest of this half.
And if I'm VCU, I'm being even more aggressive going downhill. Of course, smart, but being more aggressive, putting the pressure on the referees and the players to play clean basketball.
VCU on the floor, Lewis, Tracy, Evans, Hill, and Furman. Christian Furman checks in for the first time. Hill off the screen, hits the three, and a chance at a 4-point play.
I told you, Terrence Hill's one of those guys that can truly fill it up. If you slack off him a little bit, he will make you pay.
Great form there on the three as we watch it again. Looked like Ed Nixon back in the day.
No, his shot is way purer than mine.
That's on Jaden Baker, his second. So from here on out, VCU will at least shoot a 1-and-1. As Hill completes the 4-point play, now leaves all scores with 9 so far in the half. His career high is 16. He did that last year against Elizabeth City State. Close to maybe matching that here this evening.
And VCU starting to rev up that press. At the beginning of the game, they were just showing the double team. Now they're starting to throw that double team, getting Wagner out of position, and they're struggling.
Shot clock is at 5. Sam Smith gets the teardrop to fall. That was very helter-skelter. Looked like they were all out of sorts on that defensive series by VCU. Here is Evans, and the rebound to Cooper.
But that's what the press will do. It'll speed you up.
Cuevas for 3 and nails it. And that's 5 straight for Wagner.
Cuevas. Hello, Richmond.
Pulls it to within 2. We got a stoppage as one of the officials, I think it's either delay. It's going to be a delay on Coach McMillan.
Got out of the coach's box. Reminiscent of Shaka Smart.
Yes. He was like truly the sixth man when he was coaching here. He was in the defensive stance.
I love Shaka. Should have got some text.
He probably maybe a couple.
Maybe a couple. He
got one on the Final Four run in the regional final.
Ah, yes.
Nice two-man game to Furman and had his shot blocked, but Elijah Brown also picked up the foul.
Great find. And now Terrence Hill has that gravity to him where when he's coming off screens, the defense is so alert, led to an easy pass to Furman, led to a foul. Let's see if Furman can knock these free throws down.
Furman, the only 4-year player on VCU's current roster. He has played now in his 87th game here at VCU. Shot 54% a season ago from the stripe. Something he said he was working on this offseason. He was also talking about his playing weight. It would go up and down a lot. He said he wanted to be around the 220, 225 range. And when we talked to him at Media Day, he said he was about 221, 222. Missed on both, and Tracy tried to keep it alive, but it will go to Wagner.
Well, I know that Coach Martelli, it's a focus in practice to get free throws up. And Furman, I could see him working through it. And it's all mental with him. I think once he calms down, he can knock down any free throw, but he misses one that can get into his head.
Last year they were 4th best in the A-10 in free throw percentage at 74%. We're at the halfway point as Cuevas shoots another 3 and knocks another one down.
Cuevas, he's one of those guys that can really get hot from deep range. And Wagner, don't look now, they have a lead.
An 8-0 run for the Seahawks to lead by 1. Cuevas has 6 of the 8. The switch. Hill the pass to Lewis for 3. Furman an offensive rebound. Finds Lewis on the baseline and he'll score.
Physical, strong play. Great rebound by Furman. But terrific finish for Nick Lewis.
Lewis now with 4. That snaps an 8-0 Seahawks run. Nick Jones back in for Wagner. Good play there by Lewis. And Lewis gets fouled underneath. That's on Elijah Brown, it appears. A hard foul, but a clean foul as he was going for the ball.
Nick Lewis looked like me right there. I got to get in front of somebody. I'm not jumping over nothing no more. I got to get the right angle.
And now they're going to go to review.
Looking at possibility of a flagrant foul.
The officials will check to see if it's a possible flagrant on that last foul by Elijah Brown. Started with Lewis getting the steal.
It looked pretty clean. Ooh, on the hand down, the swipe down.
It's an unnecessary play on the ball.
I think we're going to get one free throw.
One free throw in possession?
Absolutely. Just a swipe down at the end. It looks like it was some forearm to head contact.
Well, two of the three officials this evening are over there at the TV replay monitor. Nikki making sure everything is well taken care of to get the right replays that you just saw as well to see if that will be upgraded to a flagrant one.
Now, if we were talking 90s basketball,
oh, yeah.
Just get up and give it a play.
They will look to see if there was blood on the floor. No blood, no foul. Or no,
right.
no flagrant foul.
There's no flagrant foul. No suspension.
No suspension either, right?
Just go ahead and punch him.
What have you liked so far about VCU, this new look VCU roster?
I like their length and athleticism. I think they're settling a little bit too much for kick-out threes instead of just getting to the cup. Like I said, they're already in the bonus. I would like to see them put punishment on the rim at this point in time. But they're making the right plays regardless, so they're playing a pretty clean brand of basketball right now.
Showing that replay one more time to see if it will. And we just got the official word from the official. It has been upgraded to a flagrant one. So VCU will get 2 free throws and possession of the basketball as they deemed it as an unnecessary play on the ball.
And I know that Jones was trying to make a clean play and try to get a block. However, once you bring that hand down and make head contact, it's almost in the rule book now that they're going to call a flagrant one.
So this could be a big turning point in this game as Wagner was getting their flow going. They had an 8-0 run to take a 1-point lead. And now VCU with 2 free throws and the ball. But got to hit those free throws.
Third missed free throw in a row. Now, if they can knock this down and get a score out of this possession, that brings the energy up in the Stuart Siegel Center, and then we'll see how they go.
Lewis from out of Gonzaga High School in D.C., originally committed to Xavier before the coaching change there, and then decided to come here after getting an opportunity to get offers from both Iowa and Vanderbilt.
Well, we all know that VCU is the best school.
No biasness there for Ben Nixon.
No bias. No bias.
Here's Jennings with the left hand and scores.
Brandon Jennings caught the Wagner defense sleep, not having both eyes on the ball and their man.
I mean, he is very dangerous using either hand, but he's prolific with the left. So VCU got 3 points out of that possession, the made free throw, and then the basket by Jennings. Shot clock is under 10 for Wagner. Here's Basil, got Furman up in the air and scores off the window.
Great patient move by Basil right there.
A 2-point VCU lead as we're inside 8.5 minutes of the first half. Jennings trying to create, again with the left hand. And the rebound squeezed in by Basil. Wagner with a chance to either tie or retake the lead. Cuevas got Jennings up in the air and gets the untimely miss. Jennings up ahead to Bell, left open.
And Wagner completely fell asleep there. You have to keep your mentality on run back on defense. There's no excuse for them to allow Mr. Bell to get behind them.
Bell had a really good performance against Fairfield in that exhibition. 10 points and 5 rebounds. He was one of 3 players in double figures in their win over a week ago in their last exhibition game.
Well, Michael Bell has been putting in a lot of extra work working with assistant coach Brandon Rozelle.
Jennings got called for the foul with 7:29 to go in the first half. VCU with a 27-23 lead over Wagner. Great crowd here at the Siegel Center to see the new look VCU Rams and the new look Wagner Seahawks in the season opener. With VCU up 27-23. You got the last box score. What stat stood out to you, Ed Nixon?
The first thing I see is the points in the paint. VCU has a slight edge, 14-12. However, if they want to win this game, they're going to have to keep Wagner out of that paint. Also, second chance points are doing a good job of crashing the boards.
Sam Smith for three, and that's another basket from distance from the grad transfer from Harding Community College.
And that's not what VCU wanted coming out of a timeout, to give up an open three.
He's got 8 to lead the way for Wagner. Michael Bell on the move. And tough layup.
Somehow, some way.
Phil Martelli Jr. wanted a and one and didn't get it, but Michael Bell scores again, now with 4.
Wagner has been doing a really good job of responding when VCU makes a tough basket.
Down low is Basil off of the 2-man game and beat Bell to the punch and lays it in. A 1-point lead for VCU. And Jennings is called for travel. And after that early start by VCU, Wagner has been in this game and has played competitive against the Rams.
Absolutely. And I will say this. I think that Wagner has that chip on their shoulder, and you see it every single time that VCU makes a play. They come down with a mental toughness, as Coach was talking about, in just staying, making the right play, staying in the game, keeping it close. And that's very dangerous for VCU.
Absolutely. Here's Baker attacking the rim, and he is fouled. That's going to go against Noel. What did he tell us? A staple of Wagner basketball? Getting tough guys to come to Wagner and play for them.
Absolutely. And they've been able to have some success because of their toughness, because of their grittiness, because of their physicality. VCU has to be able to match that defensively. They're doing a pretty good job offensively, but defensively, Wagner is getting wherever they want, whatever they want, whenever they want.
Baker comes to Wagner from Frostburg State. He was a first-team All-MEC selection last year as he led the team in scoring at just over 19 points a game at Frostburg State, made 1 of 2. Also came back from a hand injury he suffered during the 22-23 season at Bentley University, a Division II Power. Michael Bell showing off the range and hitting from the corner.
I told you he was working with Rozelle, one of the great three-point shooters in VCU history. Good press here by VCU.
A 3-point VCU lead. Wagner breaks the press. Smith had his three-pointer blocked and knocked out of bounds by Fitch. VCU possession on 2 really good plays by Michael Bell.
First off, let's talk about that corner three-point shot. There was a point in time last year where Michael Bell, defenders would completely leave him open. And his confidence struggled with that. But it's a really good sign for VCU to see him shoot that with confidence and knock it down early.
Last year, Bell was 2 for 31 from 3. 6% from behind the arc. Barry Evans for 3. Last touch by Wagner.
And VCU wants to get Barry Evans going. As of right now, he hasn't been able to really put his imprint on the game, but he's a guy that can really get going.
Michael Cooper comes back in to replace Sam Smith, who will leave with 8 points in 9 minutes of work for the Seahawks, tied for the team lead. Terrence Hill Jr. leading the way for VCU with 9. Here is Evans going off the window, and the rebound to Basil. A chance for the Seahawks to tie with a 3. Baker for 3 and ties it up at 32.
And defensively, VCU is truly struggling. whether it be guarding the three-point line or guarding the paint.
Here is Noel from distance. And the rebound to Baker, and the Wagner Seahawks can retake the lead here with a made basket.
And let me tell you this, I did not like that shot whatsoever. You got to come down and get great looks, not just good ones.
Here is Cooper with the left hand. Deflected and swiped away by Basil.
Great closeout defense.
Blocked by
Michael Bell is having a
Bell
night.
again. Noel again from distance. Long rebound chased down by Hill. VCU just 4 for 14 from 3 in the first half. Nice pass to Evans, challenging 2 men and draws a foul.
Good patience for Terrence Hill right there. Good cut by Barry Evans. Get to the free throw line. Like I said, they've been in the bonus for a long time now, and they haven't been taking advantage of it, in my opinion.
They've been in the bonus for over 7 minutes. It was around the 11:20 mark of the first half when Wagner committed their 7th team foul. And Evans is at the line. 0 of 3 from the stripe so far in the half.
And VCU has really been struggling from the free throw line. And they have a talented squad. I don't foresee this being an issue, but maybe it's first game jitters.
Evans was the American East Newcomer of the Year last season. Also made the all-tournament team with Bryant as they won the American East Tournament title and advanced to the NCAA tournament, lost to Michigan State in the first round a year ago. And Wagner won the Northeast Conference tournament title in 2024 and won a first 4 game against Howard that year. So 2 teams not far removed from championships. A deflection, and up ahead is Djokovic.
And the crowd was just waiting on the exciting play, and they have it right there. Djokovic for the 2-hand dunk.
Bringing the sledgehammer home. That's his first field goal of the night, and it came in an emphatic way as VCU is up by 3.
And I think VCU could do a really good job of pressuring Wagner into some turnovers, but it starts with getting the score, and he also has to be disciplined.
And a look again at Djokovic rocking the rim as he has 4, as a timeout is on the floor with 3:33 left in the first half. VCU with a 3-point lead over Wagner here at the Siegel Center. Wagner coming here to the Siegel Center trailing by 3, 35-32, and we're going to get a good look at the interim head coach of Wagner. There he is, Dwan McMillan, who was named interim coach not even 2 weeks ago. Late October, he was on the coaching staff last year as an assistant, spent 2 years at Fordham, and many probably know him as a player at Hofstra University, the rivalries between Hofstra and VCU back in the early 2010s.
2010s. And I'll say this, talking to Coach McMillan, you get to see his energy and his straightforwardness that he carries with himself. And that's going to be how he coaches his team. And I'd love to see him get this opportunity. What a blessing. You know, you don't know when your time's going to come, but you got to be ready when it comes.
He also mentioned the transition, very seamless, not a lot of bumps in the road because most of those guys that are on the roster, he recruited.
Yep. So
it should be smooth sailing for the most part in a very difficult situation. Tracy back in with 5 to shoot. Misfires on the 3. Noel an offensive rebound and deflected out by Wagner.
Again, I love that VCU is moving the ball to get open shots. However, you're in the double bonus. Get downhill and punish the rim. Put the pressure on the referees. Now, I know Wagner went there with, it looked like a matchup zone.
Here's Djokovic off the inbound. Another sledgehammer for Djokovic.
Use their own aggressiveness against them. Fake the handoff for a powerful, emphatic dunk.
The Serbian assassin coming to VCU.
I like it.
You like that?
I like it.
I'm trying to take from you. You came up with some great nicknames last year, so Hopefully that might stick with him. 6 early
Here we
on,
go.
and there's Jennings on the floor causing a chaos in the backcourt. And last touch by Cuevas.
That's the thing. That was almost Briante Weber-esque.
His mom is standing. Oh, I thought she was standing. Well, she was for a second. Demetria, who has got 2 degrees here at VCU. Look at Jennings get on the floor.
Absolutely. And that can be infectious as well.
We saw that a lot last year. And that's how he earned his minutes.
Absolutely.
Last year.
On the defensive end. And then from that, you got to see other parts of his game develop.
Under 3 minutes in the first half, VCU with a 4-point lead. Led by as many as 7 in this first half. Tracy tried to size up Cooper. Here is Hill for 3.
That's the one thing you don't do. You can't overhelp on a shooter, especially one that's already knocking it down, and especially one that's as lethal as Terrence Hill.
Terrence Hill is 3 for 4 from behind the arc in this first half and has a dozen. Tracy causes a turnover with the deflection and another foul called on Wagner.
And this is what Coach McMillan was talking about. When the crowd starts getting into it, how will his guys respond?
He also mentioned something that I thought was interesting as we took a look at that last play by Tracy to Hill, finding the open man. He said there were times in those scrimmages that they played well for about maybe 15, 18 minutes, and there was a point late in the first half that they started to teeter a little bit. And you wonder if this is the time that they're starting to teeter a little bit.
Absolutely. When you're playing college basketball, one of the hardest things to do on an away game is stay together and stick to the game plan. Especially when the team goes on a run, you're going to have that guy, that leader, to bring you back together.
And with both of these teams, they're still trying to find that leader.
We gonna see.
We will find out tonight who steps up to the plate and becomes that leader. Nick Lewis hits on both free throws. Now 7 for 11 from the stripe in the first half for VCU. And they're on a 6-0 run to lead by 8.
Oh, boy.
Lewis wasn't expecting you to see that. He was hoping nobody saw that.
Watch those toes.
Cuevas had 8, looking inside to Smith, going up against Djokovic, and scores his 10th point.
Great patience by Smith.
First Wagner player in double figures. Here's Tracy on the move. Pretty move by Jadarian Tracy.
Tiptoe that baseline.
Played last couple of seasons at Oregon by way of St. Joe's.
And one thing I like about Tracy is he's a vocal leader. Oh,
nice pass
good
inside
pass
from Baker to Sam Smith, who now has a dozen.
Tracy's one of those guys that's going to lead with his play, and he's also going to lead with talking. So it's a good thing, and it's a great thing that VCU has him.
Coming up on a minute to go in the first half and a 7-point lead for VCU. Tracy makes it an even 10. And Coach Martelli will use his use it or lose it timeout. Tracy, with his second made 3 of this half, now has 8, and the lead is at its largest in the first half for VCU at 10.
And I spoke with Tracy before the season. He was such a role player at Oregon, so now he's coming here and he's going to have more ability to get into his bag, and you've seen a little bit of it right there.
We talked about how he was close to getting a triple-double against Fairfield at 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Coach Martelli Jr. believes he's a triple-double waiting to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Him and Brandon Jennings are 2 guys that do a little bit of everything. So they're going to have their games where they're flirting with a triple-double.
Largest lead of this first half for VCU at 10. And balanced scoring in this first half. Hill has 12, Tracy with 8, Bell and Lewis each with 7, Djokovic with 6. That's a nice mix.
Absolutely. Balanced scoring.
Will Wagner try to go 2 for 1 here with under a minute to go? Here's Fitch. will do so and hits the triple and will get a tech for pointing at the VCU bench. Fitch gets the 3 and then picks up a T for being a little exuberant.
And Shia Robinson now being the MC.
I mean, you don't do that right in front of the official.
Yeah, I don't mind a little talking. I don't mind a little taunting. When I came up, that was part of the game. You know, you face it and you get through it.
But you could do it and not do the long point, right?
I guess so.
Right when the official is on that side,
you wait till you get down the court and say,
yeah,
I got you right there.
Because I got you.
I got some more for you. You want some?
Don't make it obvious,
yeah,
right?
right.
So 2 made free throws by Tracy, who now has an even 10. He's the second Ram in double figures. And now VCU on the flip side, now they can go 2 for 1 here on this set.
Let's see how that works.
Jennings, Lewis, Tracy, Bell, and Djokovic, the 5 for VCU. They look to Djokovic inside, and he'll ring it. That's his 3rd slam of this first half.
And I know that's delightful for VCU fans.
A 4-point trip for VCU to make it an 11-point lead. Shot clock is off for Wagner. Here's Baker on the drive, partially blocked by Djokovic. Jennings kept that ball alive. Hill gets it off in time and almost got it to go. VCU made their last 5 shots from the field to make it an 11-point lead, scoring 51 points in the first half as they lead 51-40. TJ will have halftime activities here from the Siegel Center as the Rams lead by 11 over Wagner. That have strong Egg Nixon on a big run and lead 51-40. What did you like about that last 4 minutes of the half that allowed VCU to expand their lead?
I thought that the defensive intensity increased. I thought that the defensive communication was a lot better at the end of the half opposed to the beginning. And they cut down on their turnovers. They had 10 turnovers in the first half, and if they can cut down on that and knock some more threes down, they should bust this game open.
Great to have you with this season opener for both teams, as the starting 5 for both are on the floor. Tracy with 10 points in that first half, came on late with a couple of big baskets to include a dunk. And here's Djokovic working inside against Basil, and will get 2 free throws.
I know I said this before, but what a luxury to have. I've always said that VCU has their best success when they have a guy that can go back to the basket. And you can really play a true inside-out game. And Djokovic is showing that he can be relied on.
Also, he's got that great international experience. Played for Serbia on the FIBA Under-19 World Cup stage. Averaged nearly 15 points in that World Cup. Made 1 of 2. Evans getting an offensive rebound. Finding Tracy for 3. Doesn't get the bounce. Loose ball between Basil and also Lewis. And the arrow will favor Wagner.
Gotta love the fight.
And I would assume that that international experience, as they actually called the foul to Nick Lewis, that's his 2nd. That international experience for Lazar, I think, would help him at this level.
Absolutely, absolutely. If not for anything, at least a confidence thing.
Yeah.
You're playing against the best in the world, Craig.
No off days. Cuevas felt the double team. Left Baker wide open for 3, and the follow slam by Xavier Fitch. A lot of contact, no whistle. Again to Fitch, and this time is fouled by Trey.
Great job by Fitch running the floor right there.
Some guys on VCU's bench was trying to get a goal to see if they was going to be a goaltend. But how about Fitch?
It was close. I thought in live it was clean, but looking at the replay, it was close.
Fitch, our player to watch, the sophomore from out of Chicago. One of 2 holdovers from last year's Wagner team, but the only one that actually played a season ago. Played in all 30 games. And was in the top 15 in the conference in offensive rebounds. And he showed that on that last trip as he made 1 of 2. A 9-point VCU lead. On the other end, and
very lackadaisical offensive press break.
Leaves it for Djokovic.
Puts it on his head. You got yoked.
The Serbian Savage. Michael Cooper on the other end, had it blocked by Djokovic. Time that up to a T. Here's Tracy the lob.
And there we go.
Evans.
And there we go. You get to see how exciting this team can be.
And there's that hustle that Coach Martelli was talking about.
And this is Coach McMillan was referring to. When this crowd gets rocking, how are you going to respond?
Ooh, Barry Evans up high and down hard. But Djokovic on the other end,
with the nice block shot.
The one before that, yeah. That could be a huge presence for VCU. I know this is just one game. That's 4 dunks for Djokovic tonight. That could be a huge presence inside for the Rams moving forward.
Absolutely. Presence defensively and offensively.
A 13-point VCU lead, their largest of the game. Tried to go backdoor to Fitch. And out of bounds to Wagner.
Wagner has been doing a really good job of responding. Let's see if they can get a good score on this possession, or at least a good look.
And you notice when they had that big play, the intensity on the defensive end picks up another level.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be that way, but that's how it is with
happens.
basketball.
You would know better than anybody in this gym how that will happen. 2 minutes gone by in the second half, and VCU leading by 13. Here is Baker challenging
nice
Djokovic for the layup. Tracy for 3.
Don't like that shot.
An 11-point VCU lead. Baker over Djokovic. Well long. Jennings lost it, got it back. Djokovic for 3. Getting the friendly bounce.
Let me. I can dunk it on your head, and I can drop bombs from afar. Djokovic for a 3.
A game-high 14 for the Serbian Savage. That's a pretty good line. 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks in his first game in a VCU uniform.
Love to see it.
Fitch from mid-range, and Djokovic's 4th rebound. Extra pass. Bell cut off.
Brandon Jennings is doing a really good job of driving the ball. What a great possession for Brandon Jennings, just driving the ball, making the defense bite, making them commit, kicking out to a 3. Nick Lewis pays off.
Lewis in double figures now with 10 as he made his first from distance. Can't break it. Ball on the floor, and Tracy has it. Dangerous pass saved by Lewis, and found Djokovic underneath. Uses the baby hook, it doesn't go. Near the 16-minute mark of this second half, and VCU has expanded. That 11-point lead is now at 17. And a 3-ball in the quarter by Cuevas ends that run to pull Wagner to within 14. And a full timeout as VCU's 6-0 run is snapped, but they still maintain a 14-point lead here at the Siegel Center. We may have a new fan favorite here at the Siegel Center. It's the Serbian savage, Lazar Djokovic. 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks, along with 4 dunks tonight.
Well, he is playing outstanding basketball, and the Serbian savage is here in Richmond, and thank God he's wearing the black and gold.
Ooh, yeah, Lazar Djokovic. He probably won't even know who the Macho Man is, but I just said it anyway. Nick Jones comes up with the steal, going up against Lewis, and Jones rocking the rim. Ooh.
Better be careful.
That would have been a nasty fall, but he did gather himself just enough so it wouldn't be a bad fall. Lead is at 12. Bell for 3. Oh, got the bounce. It hit off the top of the backboard. It did not go over, which keeps it in play. And Michael Bell with 10. He's 4 points away from matching his career high, Michael Bell.
Well, listen, we all knew what Michael Bell could do. However, it's all about confidence. His three-point ability opens up, and then the floor is going to open up. So I look forward to him having a great year.
Jones over Evans, and that's 2 in a row made by Nick Jones.
Who? Mr. Jones.
Nick Jones. Here is Evans. Had it blocked by Sam Smith. Ball on the floor. Smith and Evans battling for it. And they're going to get the timeout as Smith had possession, and Nick Jones will use that timeout as I think Coach McMillan's gum hit the floor, and he won't pick it up. Well, he did. He just threw it away. They're going to get a 30-second timeout, which will change to a full timeout, and that will give us a chance to recoup. VCU leads by 13 here at the Siegel Center. Tonight's game is presented by Carter Cat, the official equipment provider of VCU Athletics. And a good shot of our great crowd here at the Siegel Center to see VCU in their season opener against Wagner. And right now the fans are pretty happy as they're up by 13 over the Seahawks, who has played tough.
Absolutely. I think that Wagner is playing a great game. VCU has shown that they have some talent. And, you know, sometimes talent is going to outweigh playing hard. But this game is far from over, though, however.
Wagner, I think, has another run in them. The question is, can VCU extinguish it? Here is Smith against Furman. And we're going to have a foul against Wagner.
Great defense by Furman. Force.
I think Cooper is going to get called for the foul.
Forced the off-balance shot that we haven't really seen from Smith all night. He's been very controlled, but Furman matched his energy right there.
Furman didn't play a lot in that first half. Played about 6 minutes for Martelli Jr. He's got to work with some time, dealing with a lot of guys up front as Cuevas held Furman, and he will be called for the foul.
That was a very savvy attempt right there. He tried to run into the screen and pull Furman down with him to get the call. Smart. I like those type of plays.
Did you try to do that when you played?
I did it.
So a side out for VCU. Hill on the floor with Furman, Evans, Tracy, and Noel. Shot clock under 10. Hill, a deep 3. That's knocked down.
That's what he can do.
Hill's 4th three-pointer of this game. He is 1 point from tying his career high.
I'll tell you what, that's the thing about a zone. Even if you're in it, you still have to guard somebody. You can't just allow somebody like T. Hill to have that freedom to just catch and step into a shot. No matter how deep it is, everybody's shooting from deep nowadays.
That's like when you come out into the arena, it's just arena range.
Right.
When you step on the floor, and that's deep.
Not everybody has that ability, but if somebody knocks down threes against me, I got to step up.
Hill with 15 on the night. Trying it again, this for his career high. Couldn't get it to drop. A 16-point VCU lead. Jones for 3. Offensive rebound recovered by Fitch. Smith was calling for it.
And they're battling down there. Smith and Furman are truly battling. Fighting for position.
That'll be Furman's first foul. He struggled in the exhibition finale against Fairfield, had 0 points in only 7 minutes. He's trying to find his niche, carve his niche in that loaded front court that Coach Martelli has.
Absolutely. You know, you have to find what works. Find your way. And with this team, or with college basketball now, your whole role can change in a blink of an eye.
Smith guarded by Tracy. Shot clock is under 10. Smith with the baby hook. Now with 14 on the night.
That's a big body. That's a big body right there. Good post move.
Hill off the Furman screen. Here's Evans using the right hand. Hits the floor, no foul.
I thought
Jones with nice pass to Cooper, blocked by Tracy, and a goaltend.
I think he may have got fouled on the drive there. It looks as if it was some hand checking going on. Let's see, was it a goaltend? That looked a little bit. That looked closer.
That looked close.
That looked close.
Well, Jimmy Martelli, the associate head coach, is calling for, can he get a review? He had that circular. Not yet, coach.
That's one of the worst things that happen to basketball. Finger has damaged basketball.
And we see that every time in the NBA. Anytime a foul is called. Can we review it? Can we review it? No.
It can be the first play of the game.
Tracy.
Hey, review that.
Yeah. They're not going to review that. That's a 3. Tracy's 3rd of this game. He's got 13.
Great trap right there. Great trap. Stay honest.
And inside, Baker is fouled. Martelli was saying that he stepped out of bounds and he didn't get the call. He's going to talk about it during this timeout with 11:32 and VCU ahead by 15. Time to look at tonight's Virginia Credit Union assists of the game.
Tracy to Evans, the baseline alley-oop.
Harken back to the days of Brandon Rozelle to Ed Nixon, the mayor to the governor.
Absolutely. Hello, governor.
Hello, governor. That's the Virginia Credit Union assists of the game, benefiting the Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU. Originally, I was going to say Nixon to Rozelle and say, slow down. I'm getting the business end of the alley-oop. I'm not dishing it. I'm receiving it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Baker at the line for Wagner. Made both free throws. As Cuevas will come back in to replace Michael Cooper.
Now let's see, can VCU maintain their focus, having the lead, feeling comfortable, the crowd's on your side. Can you continue to play a good brand of basketball?
VCU shot 50% from the field in this half, while Wagner is around 44% after halftime. Noel, along with Furman, Hill, Bell, and Jennings on the floor. Offensive rebound by Furman, but he lost it off his foot. Here comes Wagner in transition, but good defense by VCU to slow it up.
Great transition defense right there.
Here's Baker on the drive. Furman engulfed it and knocked it out of bounds. Djokovic will come in to replace Furman, who will leave off that block.
It's unfortunate when you make a play, then you get subbed out the game. But when you have Djokovic playing the way he's playing, you got to get him minutes.
No question, 14 points. He also has a couple of blocks himself, along with 4 rebounds. Here is Smith, the mismatch on Jennings. And that will be waved off. That basket will not count. But Smith will go to the line as Jennings picks up his second foul.
And Wagner is really doing a good job of taking advantage of the mismatch when they get it. Whenever VCU puts a guard on Smith, Wagner is executing and getting Smith the ball, and he's making them pay.
6'8" grad student from Gordon, Arkansas. Spent 2 years at Harding. He was a second-team All-Great American Conference selection. Also made the All-Tournament team last year. Averaged almost 15 points, over 6 rebounds. Shot 38% from 3. We've seen him show off that range here tonight.
He's a skilled forward. I mean, I would like to compare him to something of the type of player of Jamie Skeen.
That's a good one.
One of the leaders of VCU's Final Four team back in 2011.
That 5-game stretch seemed like he couldn't miss a 3
in
that run. And was a mismatch problem for opposing teams.
Foul.
They're going to get Nick Jones.
Jersey.
Ed Nixon. Not wearing the striped shirt today.
The official. The official.
He's wearing a solid white dress shirt, but was on top of that before the official was.
I've been watching so much football, I'm getting used to pass interference.
He was trying to get that screen from Djokovic. Nice pass to Bell inside. He got clotheslined, and will go to the free throw line. Looked like Smith, the guilty party. And they will also do a review on that. If that will be upgraded to a flagrant for the above the shoulder.
All right.
Unnecessary above the shoulder contact. Let's see.
Great drive and fine. That's kind of close. That's kind of, I mean, I think physical play should be allowed. He's up in the air. He's probably trying to catch himself. But what he led with was his forearm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right below the chin, close to the neck area. And the officials, you know, it's almost like, you know, protecting the quarterback. You can protect the player if it goes above the shoulders. Woo.
Yeah.
That's close. That's close. All 3 officials were at the replay monitor.
And it's tricky because you're in midair. I'm just trying to make sure I don't fall on my neck.
Because you don't want to land on him and further, you know, possibly further injure the offensive player as well.
Shooting foul being upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul for excessive contact. VCU's going to get the ball after 2 shots.
So that's the second time a foul in this game has been upgraded to a flagrant 1, and both against Bryant. They have upgraded that foul on Smith to a flagrant 1. So 2 free throws and the ball. Official told us it was an excessive contact.
And if I'm Coach McMillan, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We're a gritty, physical team. We're going to foul you. We're going to foul you hard. And now you're going to be thinking about it every time you come to the paint. So I don't mind it at all.
Michael Bell's had a really good game here tonight. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 of 3 from 3 this evening, and made the first attempt.
And Michael Bell, you start to see his mentality change as he matures as a basketball player. He was a nice guy, and he carried that nice mentality on the court as well as off the court. And I had multiple conversations with him. You got to be a mean. You got to be a mean SO. You know, to be out here and play and have that impact and be that defensive player, you have to be mean.
Broad Street bullies, right?
Absolutely. And he's really starting to take that persona on.
Bell made both free throws. VCU with 5 players in double figures here tonight. Hill misfires on the 3. Jennings had it, lost it. And here's Lewis. Sets up Djokovic, finding Bell. Extra pass. Djokovic for 3.
Way to move the ball by VCU.
Every player touched the ball on that possession. Djokovic now with a game-high 17.
Whoa!
Cuevas with a travel.
Walked to the corner store and came back.
Not enough money for the now laters and a
Not enough
turnover.
money.
He wanted grape, they only had chocolate, and it was a little bit too high.
You know, they came out with, they made chewy narrators now. I remember when you almost broke a tooth going to the corner store. 25 cents.
Yes. Or 2 for 25, depending on the store. 5 players in double figures with Djokovic's 17 leading the way. Lewis for 3. And Cuevas the rebound. Almost traveled there. Here's Cooper for 3. Good play by Hill to keep that alive for Jennings. Jennings goes all the way and draws contact.
Jennings is doing such a really good job of putting pressure on the defense. Whether that's I'm getting in here to score or I'm getting in here to kick out, he's doing a really good job of making them feel the pressure.
I asked Jennings at a media day when they had it down here at VCU, because Phil Martelli was like, he epitomizes everything about VCU. And I asked him, how did he feel about that? And he said he was basically blown away by that. He said he really didn't have too many words to say about that because he was taken aback by that ultimate compliment by Coach Martelli.
But Coach Martelli is not lying. Brandon Jennings plays phenomenal team basketball. He does everything. He plays like he has a chip on his shoulder, and he brings it defensively every single night.
No question. Both free throws made. The quote was, he doesn't know anyone who represents VCU any better than Brandon.
You got to love hearing that from your coach.
Richmond area player, played his high school ball at St. Christopher's. 3rd all-time scorer in St. Chris history. Here is Jones inside. Doesn't get it to go. Block shot inside by Evans. Got another one, but a foul is going to be called on VCU, and it will go against Barry.
Barry Evans found himself out of position right there. And he had 2 Seahawks fighting for the ball.
And back to Brandon, the 2 guys that are above or in front of Jennings on the all-time St. Chris list. 2 pretty good scores, Nick Sherrod and Gibson Jimerson.
Jimerson. Okay. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. A St. Chris bucket. Speaking of St. Chris, shout out to Miss Terry. She always listens, and she loves us when we're doing it together. So shout out to Miss Terry Dalton.
Hope Miss Terry is enjoying the broadcast tonight. VCU on a 7-0 run over the last 90 seconds to push this to an 18-point advantage. Here is Hill for 3. And the rebound recovered by VCU. Jones had it for a second and lost it.
Good pass.
Extra
Good
pass. Another extra pass. Here's Jennings.
That's how you play basketball, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Popovich would be proud.
Maybe Coach Pop is watching this. A 21-point lead, Blackjack. 81-60 as we're inside 8.5 minutes. Nice reverse there by Cooper, but he was too strong on the layup. Up ahead is Hill, and Hill will lay it in.
The defense is revving up. The crowd is getting louder. Things aren't going your way. How does Wagner respond?
A 12-0 run for VCU. Hill now with 17 points, a new career high for the sophomore out of Portland. Jones loses it. On the floor, Hill up ahead to Jennings, and he rocks the rim.
This is what I feared. Do I have to play hero ball or do I stick to the program? Wagner's going to find that out.
A 14-0 VCU run has extended their lead to 25. A timeout on the floor here at the Siegel Center. VCU on a 14-0 run by some great passing by the Rams.
And when you see this type of passing, you know that the team is starting to build that chemistry. And if they can get something going down, if they can get the chemistry down pat now, they're going to be trouble for the A-10.
Last year when Coach Martelli was at Bryant, they were 21st nationally in scoring offense at just under 82 points per game. Tonight they got 85 here at VCU. Here is Jones galloping down the lane, challenging Djokovic, and a foul on VCU.
Jones showed that athleticism. I seen him in the layup lines doing some impressive dunks. But he tried to
he tried to yoke.
He tried to yoke the yoke.
Oh my goodness. I mean, his head was down and he was not giving that up. But Jones won't go to the free throw line. It's going to be Ben Basil, a sophomore from out of Ottawa, played at Casper Community College last season. Missed the front end of a 1-and-1, got his own miss, and Basil will lay it in. That snapped a 14-0 run. Up ahead is Djokovic.
What an amazingly fast 2 points. That was amazing. Great job by Lazar running the floor. Great job by T. Hill having the head up. Great rebound by Barry Evans. That was a score in like 5 seconds, if that. 2 seconds.
Great throw and the catch in stride. That was a great catch by Djokovic. He told me, maybe a football background, his brother, speaking about him making that great catch, his younger brother is playing American football in Serbia.
They play football over there?
They do play football in Serbia. American football in Serbia.
Wow.
He plays tight end and defensive end. He's a two-way player, so maybe those hands go from big brother to little brother. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule for VCU. They got a nice road trip, a neutral court game against Utah State, part of the Texas Showcase in Frisco, Texas this Friday. They'll be back here at the Stew for a home game against St. Peter's. And then circle November 17th down in Raleigh as VCU gets to see a former Ram coach, Will Wade. Remember last year when they played McNeese State?
Yep.
Will Wade was coaching them but could not be in the Siegel Center due to the suspension. He will be on the sideline down in Raleigh for NC State as the new head coach of the Wolfpack going up against VCU. I may even make that trip to Raleigh to see that game.
I may try to make that trip. I love Coach Wade, and I love what he's doing down there in NC State. Some people say he might just be ahead of his time.
I think a lot of people would agree with that. So I think he's going to do great things at NC State.
Absolutely. Great coach for X and O's, and he's an even better recruiter.
Won over 50 games in his 2 seasons here at VCU and led the Rams to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances while he was here. Djokovic is trying to call for it against Anderson inside. He gets it, goes underneath, draws contact, and will go to the line.
Great job by VCU taking advantage of the height difference and the size difference. And Jokic being physical enough to hold his position and go up strong.
No wasted motion either.
Absolutely.
Kept the ball high, didn't put it on the ground.
Fundamentals.
That's true.
It's the fundamentals.
And we mentioned in all seriousness, the FIBA tournament, the World Cup, the Under-19 World Cup, probably improved his game, maybe made him a little bit more ahead.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. You want to get better, you have to challenge yourself. You have to be uncomfortable. And the best way to get uncomfortable is to play the best talent.
He now has a new career high. He had 20 when he played at Charleston against the Citadel. He's got 21 points on 7 of 10 shooting, a new career high for the Serbian Savage.
And I want everybody just to take a quick look at VCU's bench right now. They look this impressive, and they are missing one of their sharp-shooting forwards in Tyrell Ward. This team is completely loaded.
Ward did not dress tonight. The junior from out of Washington, D.C., another D.C. native from out of DeMatha high school, played a couple of years at LSU, sat out last season, wanted to take care of himself, so he sat out last season. Like you said, missing, not having him, who led all scorers in the exhibition win against Fairfield with 18, and still putting up big numbers offensively. That says a lot about the depth of this team.
Absolutely. And Ward is not only a good shooter, but he's an energy guy. He's a Broad Street bully. He's going to fit in with VCU's coach, and the Rams is going to love him. Can't wait till he suits up.
Coach Martelli said he hadn't had this much depth on a team where he could play 11 guys and be comfortable with the quality of those 11 guys, as Jaden Baker is called for his third. And that's going to be the key. You have the depth, but now you have to manage the minutes and manage the rotation. Which five will work together?
And the biggest thing outside of chemistry, the biggest thing with that is going to be sacrifice. Who's going to be willing to sacrifice for the team? And if these guys can be unselfish, then that's going to be great for them.
Front of the 1-and-1 was missed. And inside is Akumu, finding Jones in the corner, shooting an air ball. And some of the lights went out on that missed three here at the Siegel Center. And a whistle as Anderson is called for the foul, his third.
And I'm assuming that Furman had blood on his jersey, because now he's number 11 with no name on the back.
Our crack staff here at the Siegel Center was on top of that. And Ed with the great eyes here on the floor. Notice number 11. Instead of 21, it's now 11. And he kept it alive to Evans, but he could not keep his balance in play, and it will go to Wagner.
Correction. There was no blood on Furman's jersey. He was inspired by the late, great Michael Jackson and ripped his jersey off. He must have been frustrated with a call or something.
Well, he had a thriller moment and decided to change it up a little bit. Maybe it was after that block he had. Under 6 minutes.
Either way, he was in the weight room.
Well, he wanted that weight to be around 220, 225. And that's part of it. As Noel forces a turnover on Wagner, just the 9th turnover by the Seahawks tonight.
Which is crazy to think about, because Wagner's not playing a bad game of basketball per se. It's just that every little mistake they make, VCU is making them pay for it.
Nice deflection by Wagner to force the turnover.
Great move.
Akumu couldn't get it to go. Gets his own miss to reset. Smith from the elbow. Noel the rebound. Noel blows right by Baker.
Great move right there.
The sophomore from out of Philly, the transfer from UConn, gets his first field goal, and a foul on VCU.
But doesn't get matched up earlier or early enough on the other end. Leads to him making a foul. Oh, they called it on Furman.
Furman's second foul. 2 free throws coming up for Jaden Baker, the 5th-year senior from Salisbury, Maryland. Two sports star in high school, played football as a defensive back, was first team All-State as a football player in high school. One of 6 children in the family.
That's a lot of love.
Going to have a lane violation called on Wagner, and that second free throw is wiped away. So it's a 91-65 lead. Last
6
time,
siblings. It's
yes.
crazy. I wasn't over that.
You gonna be working when you got 5 other brothers and
yeah.
sisters. Noel, catch and shoot. 3rd team A-10 preseason selection coming from UConn in the offseason. Has VCU with a 29-point lead as we're inside money time.
And I want to point this out to you. Brandon Jennings has 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Flirting with that triple-double.
Yep.
Hey, cutie.
A block by Evans. Jennings on the other end. Had his shot blocked by Jones and out of bounds. Good hustle on the defensive end by Wagner.
This is a learning experience for Wagner. When things aren't going your way, still fight. And Coach McMillan is going to find out who's going to still fight for him. Who does he want in the trenches with him?
This is the first of a 7-game road trip for Wagner to start the season. They go to Seton Hall on Friday, so it does not get any easier for the Seahawks. Tracy grazing the rim. Here's Jones and the Seahawks. Good deflection there by Tracy getting on the floor. Nice crossover by Evans, and we'll get 2 free throws. When we come back, as we're at the under 4 media timeout, VCU in command, leading by 29 here at the Siegel Center. VCU with a 29-point lead, and they have got or received great contributions from a couple of guys off the bench. One, Terrence Hill Jr. and Michael Bell combining for 29 points off the bench. Hill with a career-high 17 tonight against Wagner.
The thing is, we all knew that Terrence Hill can fill it up. But the big surprise is Michael Bell coming out being so aggressive, shooting the ball well, and really just being so confident as he grows into his real man strength, as I should say.
And all of that, and Barry Evans tonight, 2 of 9, just 5 points now with 6. And now Jordan Dumont, the redshirt sophomore, a transfer from Villanova, coming back from double hip surgery. Woo. That's an incredible story by itself.
But one thing Dumont can really do is light it up. I think he may be the best shooter on the team.
That's saying a lot. Also, Jordan Tillery, the true freshman from Orlando, played at IMG down in Florida. Here's Dumont. And the rebound brought down by Baker.
What?
Tillery saves it, kept it in play to Jennings right in front of us, who rocks the rim.
Almost knocked over everything. We're all good.
Everybody is okay. No blood, no foul. 3 put up by Elijah Brown, and that comes up short, the freshman from out of Atlantic City. And with under 3 minutes to go, the Rams are a 3-pointer away from hitting the 100-point mark. And the rebound to Sam Smith.
And I looked up and seen that. I wonder how many times VCU has scored 100 points in their first game.
Had to go to Chris Kowalczyk to get that after the
Kowalczyk would know.
To get that after the game. I think the last time they scored over 100 was the Elizabeth City State game last November. Jones kept that
Great
alive
defense.
as he went through between the legs of Noel.
Great defense by Jones there.
Jones is not giving up. As we're inside 2 minutes, and another steal by BJ. Here's Jennings up ahead.
And that's why he's going to be first team all defense A-10. Just those long arms, quick hands, and great anticipation.
Brandon Jennings now with a new career high of 15. As now Jennings will take a seat, did his work here tonight. So VCU will have on the floor now Noel, Bell, Furman, Tillery, and Dumont.
I like the kid Tillery from Florida. You know I got to show Florida boys
yes,
a
you
lot
do.
of love.
Yes, yes.
But to stick with VCU, when the original coaching staff that recruited him went to UVA.
That's right.
Decided to stay here, and you know, when you're a freshman in college basketball in general, you don't really expect to get that much tick, but he stuck with it, and he competes in practice as well. So I really like his game.
We mentioned on Wagner's side about the young man, Jaden Baker, who has 5 siblings. Tillery has 7 siblings. He's one of 8 kids.
That's a lot of love. That's a lot of love. 8 kids. What is this, the 40s?
2 made free throws for Wagner. And a 32-point lead for VCU as we're at the 92nd mark of the game. Cuevas threw it away to Bell, and he lost it.
Cat tried to cash the check before he got it.
He heard the fans say, one more point, one more point. We'll have to see what free item they will get if they hit the century mark tonight. And would the announcing team get that free product?
We need that.
Here is Jones. He's in double figures, one of 4 players for Wagner in double figures with 10. Here's Tillery trying to go inside, and we'll get 2 attempts at the strike. He was not going to be denied either.
Oh, no. I'm trying to get on the board. I get in the game, I'm trying to get on the board.
Chose the Rams over Arizona State, Drake, and Seton Hall, among others, who wanted him to play for a Power 4, Power 5 program.
And to the fans' delight.
That's the most excited they've been since they scored their first point. The true freshman on the scoreboard with his second point. I wonder what they get, a free coupon to go somewhere, and
Papa John's.
Marco's, free car wash at Honda, who knows?
Puritan.
Puritan Cleaners. Cuevas hits the floor, and we'll go to the free throw line. Noel is called for the foul, his second. So this is a pretty impressive opening game for VCU, putting up 101 points with 9 new guys, an entirely new coaching staff, 5 new starters. If this is a glimpse of what we are going to see this year, it's going to be a pretty impressive showing.
This is a very impressive showing. With the struggles they had in exhibition, to bounce back with today's game, playing a gritty, physical team. They gave a little bit of adversity early on. I like how they came out in the second half, really put their foot on the gas, focused in on how they need to play basketball, and was able to extend the lead to a 30-point lead. You love it.
And a foul in the backcourt. That's going to go against Anderson. One trait from last year's team that we have seen right now with this group is dominant second halves. VCU last year did a great job of blowing games open, especially at home in the second halves. They've outscored Wagner by 19 in this second half. It could be 21 with 2 attempts by Noel, and that could be something to pay attention to throughout the course of the year, how well the adjustments are made in breaking games open in the second half.
Right, and last year you could attribute it to so much experience in the guard position with Zeb Jackson,
Max Scholga,
Bamasil, Joe Bamasil, who's in the stands today, Phil Russell. They had so much experience. Then you have a young Brandon James bringing that energy off the bench. the guard play was tremendous, skills-wise and experience-wise last year. So that's what led to that. This team is all raw talent. So I'm curious to see if they can keep that up.
And they had also that defensive presence of Luke Bamboye. That
Yep.
was he became a fan favorite, bringing that energy off the bench. And he is now at Texas Tech.
Shout out to Luke Bamboye. Shout out to him. He would have been a star here.
I would agree. Kanmu makes one of two as we're inside a minute. VCU will start the season 1-0 going into that Texas showcase on Friday night as Elijah Brown comes up with the steal. Anderson up ahead is fouled, and an emphatic opportunity at a three-point play.
Lord have mercy. He needs some milk. I love the attempt. I love the attempt, but I would let him have that one.
Makai Anderson
She.
said, watch for me in the NEC in 25. And Michael Bell has a 7'1" wingspan. And he went over the top and brought that home.
That was impressive. But like I said, Wagner is not shy of. They don't lack any athleticism. They don't lack any athleticism. They don't lack any aggression.
Lane violation was called on Wagner, so that three-point attempt was waved off.
Is that their second or third today?
It's at least two that I remember. VCU either will dribble out the clock or attempt one more shot, as there is about a 3.5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Here's Tillery. No. Gets his own miss. No. And is fouled. Kanmu gets his second. But this balance of scoring. Djokovic 21, Hill 17, Jennings 15, Tracy 13, Bell 12, Lewis 10. And at least 4 guys achieving new career highs here on opening night.
I mean, what are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? This team, I said it before, I'll say it again. This team is extremely deep. The problem is make sure everybody gets playing time.
Yeah. And the word that you mentioned that Coach Martelli said a lot, sacrifice. How much will be sacrificed this season? As that will end it. VCU with an impressive showing here on opening night. 103-74 as they outscored Wagner 52-34 in the second half. Back to wrap it up here at the Siegel Center after this quick timeout. Great opening night for VCU as they take it 103-74 over Wagner to start the season the way Phil Martelli Jr. would have hoped. 1-0 here at the Stew. Sean Robertson along with Nick Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team. We were both impressed with how VCU played, especially in the second half when they blew that game open.
Absolutely. The one thing that stood out to me was their ability to convert defense into offense, and their unselfishness to share the ball on the offensive end, which led to wide open threes or easy dunks.
6 players scored in double figures, led by the Serbian savage, Lazar Djokovic, with a career-high 21 points, and he did it on 7 of 10 shooting.
Absolutely. He put his foot on the rhetorical neck of Wagner from the jump, impacting the play on the offensive end and the defensive end. What a thrill for Martelli to have a guy like him come in and make an impact like that, along with Brandon Jennings flirting with the triple-double, Jordan Tracy coming out and playing a physical brand of basketball, and not to mention the sharp shooting by Terrence Hill.
And most of the numbers were either even or in favor of VCU. Better field goal percentage, more rebounds, and fewer turnovers than Wagner to start the season 1-0. They're going to head to Frisco, Texas as part of the Texas Showcase to play Utah State on Friday and then they'll return home next Wednesday as they will face the Peacocks of St. Peter's, who a couple of years ago were in the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. A lot has changed since that time, but they have been to the big dance and have gone deep in the big dance as well.
Yeah, and regardless of what St. Peter's comes into this house with, VCU has their brand of basketball, and they have the talent that can match up with anybody in the nation. So it's going to be exciting to see. It's going to be an exciting season for VCU.